It's not often you get this much new stuff with one new car. This is the new Mercedes B-Class, and it not only gets new petrol engines, new diesel engines, it's also got a new dual clutch gearbox and a manual transmission. And this is the first introduction of a brand new front wheel drive platform that we're going to see on the Mercedes A-Class as well. And here's something you might not have known. Under the floor, it's been designed from the outset to accommodate a battery pack, so we can expect electric and hybrid versions of this car to appear in the very near future. In case you hadn't noticed, it looks entirely different from the old car too. It's lower and wider, which instantly gives it a sportier stance, although let's not forget this is a family car first, so it's no hot hatch to look at. Still, the large grille and roof spoiler look great, while a single upturned crease is the only feature line on a series of otherwise uncluttered surfaces. Inside, there's loads of space, helped by a rear bench that slides back and forth and folds flat. But it's the quality that's unmistakable. Dominating the dash are SLS-style air vents, which look and feel chunky and expensive, and an iPad-style screen that sits permanently on top of the dash. It will even let you surf the web through a built-in 3G connection. Dynamically, the headlines here are that the centre of gravity has been lowered by about 20 millimetres, and there's a new 4-link suspension setup at the rear. Now that should make it sportier and more comfortable at the same time, and yes, it is definitely an improvement over the last B-Class, but there's still a couple of problems. The steering, well, it's not exactly full of feel, and the ride, it's a little bit on the firm side. I drove the Sport model yesterday, and the lower suspension, lowered by about 50 millimetres, made that problem a lot worse. It also had bigger wheels, 18-inch alloys. This Comfort model has 17-inch wheels, and it rides a lot better actually, but it still just gets a bit unsettled over broken surfaces. The steering, well, the Sport models get variable ratio steering, and that can mean it turns in a little bit too quick. It's a little bit eager when you come to the corners. This one's just a normal flat ratio steering, and it feels a lot better actually. So if you consider the purpose the B-Class has been designed for, which is not herring around racetracks or anything like that, then actually it's pretty well judged. The engine choices, there's brand new 1.6 turbo petrol engine. You can get that with 120 horsepower, 154 horsepower, or there's this, which we're driving now, which is the 1.8 diesel with 107 horsepower or 134 horsepower. I've driven both of them, and I have to say it's the diesel that's by far the better engine. The petrol is really smooth, quite fast once you get it going, but you've often caught off boost with the turbo, which is quite annoying, and have searching for a lower gear. The diesel is a lot torquier. It kind of suits the family nature of a car. If you're going to be towing along a whole family and all the luggage, it's just a lot better. It's derived from the 2.1 litre engine, which had a tendency to be a bit rattly, but this 1.8 unit's got a shorter stroke, and it's actually a bit smoother, so this is definitely the one to go for. This particular model's also got the new 7-speed dual clutch gearbox, which is brilliant. It costs about 1,500 quid as an option. It's on all models, and if I were you, I'd go for it. It's super smooth in auto mode, and when you use the paddles, it's really fast as well. Prices start from just over 21 grand to just over 26 grand. That's before you start adding options like the 500 quid sat-nav or the £2,000 3G internet connection. But I reckon once you have a look at the quality that's on offer here, the practicality, and consider that badge on the bonnet, it doesn't actually look like that bad value. Okay, so the Ford C-Max is more fun to drive, but the B-Class doesn't really have any direct rivals. So for that reason alone, I think it's going to be a huge success.